She said, "If you don't trust me hanging with my ex every weekend, maybe we shouldn't be together." So I agreed, took the London job she didn't know about, and sent her a selfie from the airport. I am 31, and for the last 3 years I had been in a relationship with a woman named Jade, who is 29. We had been living together for about a year, and until recently, everything felt decent and steady between us. Things changed drastically 6 months ago when her ex, Dylan, moved back into town. That was the moment my relationship began to crack in ways I couldn't ignore. At first, she told me she was starting a book club every Saturday. I thought it was a nice hobby, something harmless. But soon, I learned that this book club was nothing more than Jade going to Dylan's apartment alone, under the excuse of catching up and maintaining a friendship. When I expressed my discomfort, she gave me the classic response, "He's just a friend now. We dated for 2 months 5 years ago. You're just being insecure." I tried to be the cool boyfriend, pretending it didn't bother me, but inside, something never felt right. One Saturday turned into Saturday and Sunday brunch. Then Friday movie nights were added because Dylan was apparently struggling with his father's health. Weekends that used to belong to us slowly became weekends dedicated to her friendship with him. I was left wondering if I was truly a partner or just an option sitting on the sidelines. 3 weeks ago, I was offered something that could change my entire life. My boss came to me with a massive opportunity, leading our London office with a salary of $130,000, a full relocation package, and a 3-bedroom flat paid for an entire year. It was everything I had worked for, everything I had dreamed of. But twice, I turned it down. Why? Because Jade said she could never imagine leaving her family. I chose her over my future, even when it hurt. Then came the breaking point. She was getting ready for yet another book club. Her hair was perfectly done. She wore a new dress, and a perfume I hadn't even smelled on our date nights. I tried one last time. I asked her if she wanted to skip book club so we could try a new Korean restaurant together. She rolled her eyes like I was annoying her. Then she said the words that changed everything. "If you don't trust me hanging out with my ex every weekend, maybe we shouldn't be together." I stared at her quietly, letting the silence hang between us. Then I simply said, "You're absolutely right." She smiled, thinking I had finally accepted her friendship with Dylan. But then she realized I meant something different. I continued, "You're right. We shouldn't be together." Her face flashed through a dozen emotions. Shock, confusion, anger. She tried to backtrack, saying she didn't mean it that way. But for me, the decision was already made. That same evening, I walked into our bedroom, opened my laptop, and sent an email to my boss. "I'll take the London position. I can start in 2 weeks. Jade tried to follow me, begging me not to overreact. But I was calm. I told her to pack a bag and stay at her parents' or even Dylan's place. After all, she was the one who said we shouldn't be together. She shouted, she cried, she accused me of being ridiculous. But I didn't flinch. I was done. Within 20 minutes, my phone blew up with messages from her. "Baby, let's talk about this. You can't just end 3 years like this. I'll stop seeing Dylan if it bothers you. Ryan, please. This is immature." I didn't answer a single one. I just started packing. The following days were a storm. Jade tried to convince everyone around us that I was having a mental breakdown, that I was abandoning everything for a stupid job. But the truth began to leak out. A friend of mine, Ethan, who worked at Dylan's gym, overheard Dylan bragging about hooking up with someone while joking that her boyfriend thought they were at book club. Ethan sent me screenshots from Dylan's group chat where he told his friends exactly that. I forwarded those screenshots to Jade with one word, "Interesting." She called me 17 times that night. I didn't pick up. Instead, I focused on my future. My lease was transferred, my stuff was packed, and my company took care of the rest. For the first time in months, I felt free. The Saturday of my flight came. Ironically, it was the same Saturday Jade had been disappearing for her so-called book clubs. That morning, she showed up at my apartment with her mother Diane and her sister Haley, ready for what looked like an intervention. Diane tried to guilt me by saying Jade had told them I was having a mental health crisis. Haley demanded to know how I could leave Jade behind. But I stayed calm. I reminded them that Jade herself had said we shouldn't be together. When they called it a misunderstanding, I simply showed them the screenshots from Dylan's gym chat. The room fell silent. By the afternoon, I was at the airport. As I waited to board, Jade sent me one last message. "What are you doing this weekend? Can we talk?" I replied with a selfie taken at the gate, the London flight board clearly behind me. She exploded, saying it wasn't funny, begging me to wait. But it was too late. I turned off my phone and boarded my flight. Life in London was everything I had hoped for and more. My flat overlooked the River Thames, my job was exciting again, and for the first time in years, I felt like I was exactly where I was supposed to be. Jade, meanwhile, went into meltdown. She posted online about how I abandoned her and chose money over love, but people were quick to call her out. Many reminded her that she had spent every weekend with Dylan and that she, not me, had ended the relationship. Soon after, Dylan's actual girlfriend, Olivia, reached out to me. She had found out about everything and was devastated. I sent her proof of Jade and Dylan's lies, and she dumped him in a very public way, posting screenshots of his messages and tagging him as a cheater. Dylan's reputation was destroyed overnight, and I felt nothing but relief. Jade tried to crawl back, even flying to London once. She waited outside my office for hours and begged me for coffee. She told me she had made mistakes, claimed she was pregnant, then admitted she lied when I pointed out that we hadn't been together for months. In the end, I told her plainly that I had moved on. She was no longer my future. The irony is that karma handled the rest. Jade eventually started dating someone else, but that too fell apart in the same way her relationship with me did. And on top of that, her tax evasion scheme came back to haunt her. Thanks to Olivia, who worked in the tax department, Jade ended up owing 3 years of back taxes, penalties, and interest. She had to move back home with her parents in disgrace. As for me, I thrived. I earned another raise, secured a permanent position, and met someone new. Her name is Aoife, she's Irish, works in publishing, and she finds the whole book club story hilarious. She has no interest in hanging out with exes every weekend. For the first time in a long time, I feel respected, loved, and free. And to Jade, who I know still watches my social media through fake accounts, I hope you're happy watching from afar, because I'm living a life you'll never be part of again. Like and subscribe for more stories.